this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m. You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now.
Happy Thursday. Yes. Welcome to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. I'm so excited to be before you today. It is my heart's desire that you've had a phenomenal week. And tonight is going to be the icing on the cake to make this week that much more better and to propel you into a phenomenal weekend. If you haven't done so already and you're viewing us via listenvisionlive.com, welcome. Thank you so very much for joining us each and every week. The journey is great because you're on it with me. I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your already busy schedules to set aside a moment just to hear the sentiments of my heart. For that, words can never, ever thank you enough. If you haven't done so already, please pull out your phones and text your coworkers, your girlfriends, your guy friends, because Bishop Wright is here tonight. You want your guy friends to hear what he has to say. And tell them to tune in. If you're viewing us via Facebook Live, share this with your social media audience. As a matter of fact, on the next break that's coming up momentarily, jump over to Instagram, tell them to get on Facebook, and join us on the journey. Tonight is truly going to be worth your while. Tonight, I want to start the show off with giving accolades to people that share their platform, share their stories, share the sentiments of their heart to make life better. You today are the real MVPs. It is not easy to share your opinion and your truth in this day and age. As many of us have witnessed, your truth and your opinion can either send you to the greatest success that you've ever lived or have you alienated on an island. And if you have the courage to go after saving somebody else the way somebody either came to save you or you wish they would have, and you're using every platform that you have to get the word out, I send high accolades to you today, and I wish you the very best in all of your journeys, in all of your truths, and in all of your ways. You guys are the dream builders. You are the legacy keepers. And today I give you honor where honor is due. So thank you so very much. Platforms are necessary. Your voice matters. And we are living in a time where we are creating history for the next generation. So be a part of the history in the making. Let your voice ring loud in the earth and go after it. Make it, no one can hear you sitting at home. No one can hear you updating your status. Get a microphone. Go on a street corner. Go in the grocery store. Whatever you have to do to win a soul or save a life, go after it with all you have. Thank you so very much. I'm thanking you in advance. If you haven't done it, do it. If you're doing it, great work. Keep it up. Again, you've joined the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. We are living a life that we never thought we would. And how do you behave in a life that's reimagined? That's what we're sharing each and every week. Again, thank you for joining us on the journey. We're going to take a quick 60-second break while you invite all of your social media audience and your whole contact on your phone. And the next voice you'll hear joining me on the platform will be none other than the one and only Bishop Donald Wright. We'll see you in 60 seconds. Yeah.
I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You won't be every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength to join me at the table. Come on now.
Yes. Welcome back to the Lady Nakia Wright Show, a life reimagined. Happy Thursday. If you are tuning in via social media, welcome. If you're tuning in via listenvision.live, listenvisionlive.com, welcome. I'm going to get that right one day. It gives me great joy for all of you joining us on the journey. If you were not with us at the opening of the show, you now know that our guest for the evening is the one and only, the infamous, the dynamic, absolutely handsome and adorable Dr. Donald Wright. When I can't say Bishop after I done gave him handsome and adorable, so
That sound like a pair of new shoes.
yes, baby. Thank
like
you
I'm
for
being
joining
hustled.
us today. My husband, my pastor, my best friend, my scholar, my psychologist is here tonight, and I am forever grateful for the moment. If you have not followed us on social media, please do so. We do have a service this is my plug, I'm getting it out of the way early. Bishop is one of the most dynamic pastors that ever walked this earth, and we do have services every Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m., and we invite you to join us. Our address is 7001 Belts Drive in Forestville, Maryland. Each week, miracles, signs, and wonders are happening right in our midst. So we invite you to join us each and every week. I promise you, it will be time well spent. Well, babe,
Yo, that sounds good.
thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm glad that you have me now. You know, I'm just here. I'm just, there's a story that we do every December. You know, about Christmas and Jesus being born, and Mary was in it. You know, but Joseph's job was to keep her safe while they travel.
Yeah.
So sometimes, Joseph does real good to get her to the stable.
Oh, baby, this is my boo.
Yeah.
You are a sweetheart. So listen, y'all have to pray for him because he's married to me. And we have
I'm good.
we have no dull moments in our life.
No, that's true.
This past week, we had a serious, like it was a 911. Everybody that I love was on all hands deck. And Bishop so gracefully walked me through this what seemed to be tragic moment in our life.
Are we really going to discuss
We're
that?
going to discuss this. So listen, it's my turn because on Sundays, if you ever want to know the business going on in the Wright's household, come to our church on Sundays because he tells our business every week. So now I have the microphone, so it's my turn. And I get to tell my side of the story the way I want to tell it, according to how I interpreted the moment. He can fix it on his own time, but it's my turn now.
Okay.
So this week, I was laying in the bed. It was probably like 4:30 in the morning. And okay, I'm a snacker. Like I am one of those people that snack before I go to bed and wake up in the middle of the night, and I snack in the middle of the night, and then I wake up in the morning and me and Malia, we're both snacking. And if my husband needs something in the middle of the night, everything is on my nightstand. Like, I take care of the whole family from my nightstand. If anybody wants something, they come on my nightstand. They know it's there. So I'm laying in the bed about 4:30 in the morning, and I hear this noise. And I was like, well, maybe it is a paper over the air conditioning vent, and it's the paper flapping back and forth. So the air conditioning unit goes off, and I still hear it. And I jump up. I turn on the camera to my phone,
And lo and behold, keep me, because that cussing demon is the last one to die. So keep me, Jesus. It was a mouse on my nightstand. Now, my husband and I have lived in this house together for 6 years. We'll be married in 6 years in September. Yes! And
Amen.
it was a mouse. So I jump up and I was like, baby, baby. And he in the dead sleep. I was like, baby, it's a mouse. It's a mouse on the nightstand. So he jumped out the bed and he was like, where? I was like, right there. It was on the nightstand looking at us. It was small. In actuality, it was small, but my fear did not see size. My fear seen the thing that I feared the most. And so he couldn't see it for a couple of minutes. I thought he was just playing with me. So he took the phone and he was like, oh, it is a mouse. It was sitting there eating a cracker. He was like, well, I can't kill it, because if I kill it, I'm going to destroy everything on your nightstand. And at this point, I'm like, take it all out. And long story short, the mouse runs away and we didn't kill it. And so we get into bed and I'm strategizing like, babe, it's a mouse in the house. What are we going to do? Everybody wake up. Like, it is a 911 right now. He was like, babe, the mouse is so small. Mind you, what I did not tell you is while we were standing there, Bishop jumped real hard. And I was like, are you scared too, dude? He was like, no, I just stepped on a glove. Yeah, okay, whatever. He jumped too.
Really? No.
So,
okay, well, go ahead. Tell your story.
It's still my turn, baby.
Tell your story.
Still my turn. And so I sat there and I text Laura and Charmy, who's behind the camera. Thank you so much, ladies. I love you to life. And I said, it's a mouse in the house, right? Because at this point, I'm panicking. I'm Googling, okay, how do we kill a mouse? Mind you, Bishop just laying in the bed like ain't nothing wrong. And this is probably about 5:30 at this time, because I became a chatterbox. Long story short, I Googled Home Depot opened up at 6 o'clock. I was there at 6:05. I bought everything. I spent $194 on stuff to kill a mouse. I was so serious. The lady was like, oh, you up early this morning? I was like, listen, ma'am, it's a mouse in my house and I needed to be gone. So I bought all of this stuff. I came back in the house. Bishop and Malia sleep like nothing is going on. And I sit on the step. Like, he has to get up. He has to put this stuff up because this mouse has to go. He was like, babe, just fall asleep for 1 hour. Just get an hour of rest. It was no sleeping for the weary. So I went. By this time, thank you, Jesus, Laura and Charmy up. Laura sending me remedies. Charmy giving me advice. They like my whole pep team. So I got stuff strategically around the house in the places I'm not scared to go. I wouldn't go in the room. So Bishop, 4 hours later, did you put the stuff down for the mouse? No, I'm waiting for you. I'm scared. So he put the stuff down for the mouse. I'm Googling everything that we can do. I got the house, I got the anointing oil out because I heard that they scared of cinnamon. So I got anointing oil all over the house, in the vents and everywhere. Bishop like, this smelled like the tabernacle of Moses in here. It was so bad. No, every day. Okay, so long story short, that night we caught the mouse. But I still was scared that there were more mice. So I got cotton balls with peppermint in every corner. I got anointed. We low on anointing oil, the gathering, because I didn't use a lot of it. So the house now smells like cinnamon and peppermint. And every single day, every room I go in, I am looking for the thing that I'm scared of. And it dawned on me, like 4 days later, how much effort and how much time I sowed into my fears. I'm like, I wasted an entire week on the thing that I feared. I haven't seen any more mice. I haven't seen any drippings, but mentally it had consumed me. And if I had taken that time, husband, I know I made him miserable. He was like, when he came in the other day from the golf course, he was like, it sure does smell like peppermint in here. I got peppermint diffusers in every room, cotton balls, like everything is so strategic. I was like, baby, just throw the whole house away. Just throw the whole house away. I am done. And he's so patient. And babe, I wasted a lot of time on my fears and it's gone. And that is not the remedy for success. If I was able to get time back again, I would have put the same amount of effort into something that was profitable.
as opposed to wasting my time on my fears.
Is it my turn yet?
Uh-huh.
So okay, so where do we start? Because I think that let me, could I just jump in right where I want where I want to be right here?
Please.
I think fear is a healthy thing if navigated down the right paths. I think fear can be healthy. Sometimes fear will make you pray. Sometimes fear will make you research. Sometimes fear will make you look for a solution so you can be at peace and you don't fear anymore.
Ugh.
If you don't fear the failure of your marriage, you won't sow into it. You don't care what your wife thinks or your husband does. If you don't fear, oh God, if I don't, I might be a fit. If you don't fear that your children will repeat a grade in school, then you won't check their homework. If you don't fear that your car will break down, then you won't get it serviced. Fear can be a healthy thing if it drives you in the correct direction.
That's good, sir.
But if fear, in fact, rules you, then it becomes unhealthy and it needs to be managed, or you might need to reassess. The question, I think the real question is, why were you afraid of the mouse? And that just sounds like a book for all of you writers, you ghostwriters. Why was I afraid of the mouse? What could the mouse do? What about me can't handle something? I mean, if you come out the front door, you'll see a squirrel run across the yard. You know, we come out and we see, on the way home tonight, we'll see like 5 or 6 deer congregating at the end of the street, and you'll see. What is the origin of our fears?
Wow.
And so often, in life, in the financial arena, in the health arena, some people don't go to the doctor because they are afraid of what he might say.
That's true.
I don't want to go because the doctor might tell me. The doctor only going to tell you why you keep taking those 2 aspirin every morning. Why do you wake up with headaches? What are you afraid to find out? And so that's an unhealthy fear. But fear managed and manipulated will lead you to good answers. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's domestic, whether it's political, some people are in fear of the climate of our country. Whatever your fear is, if you do nothing about it, then it rules and it wins.
That's good. I believe this situation increased my prayer life. And I believe this situation changed my tongues, because while I was putting the oil down, I was like, oh, Jesus, I need you to come through in a mighty way. And the truth of the matter is, oftentimes we pray. I think that I prayed more that day out of emotion rather than relationship.
Correct. Did you pray out of fear, or did you pray God's word?
Yeah.
Because prayer, simply put, is giving God back what he said. So simple. So simple. Lord, that's what Jehoshaphat said. Lord, art not you our God? Did you not promise us? Did you not? So Jehoshaphat prayed, and he gave God back what he gave him. And so usually fear, in anything, fear takes our emotions, if we're talking about prayer, and takes our emotions and sets our emotions before God rather than to seek his purpose for this moment.
That's good.
So it's I think that it's I think that it can be a healthy thing. There was a guy who came to Jesus, and he said to the Lord, I believe, but help thou my unbelief.
Yes.
When you look at that, I did some research on that because I was just not comfortable with reading that particular text. And when I researched it, I looked at the Greek and I did the transliteration coming through the Latin, and I just wasn't happy with the answer. And I came down to the dictionary part, and I'm like, okay, in the dictionary you got answer number 1, unbelief. You got answer number 2 for unbelief. Lack of belief. You got an answer number. And, in some dictionaries, you got 2 answers, and some you go all the way down to answer number 7 or 8. I just read and read and read all the way down, and then when I got to where it satisfied my curiosity, it said choices, unbelief, choices. And so what the guy said to Jesus was, Lord, I believe, but help thou my unbelief, or I have too many choices. So I want you to heal me, but if you don't, I know the best specialist at Johns Hopkins. I got options. Yeah. And so, Lord, I want you to fix this job for me, but if you don't fix this job for me, my brother-in-law owns a business and he'll hire me. So he says, Lord, I believe, but I got choices. And so as long as we keep our choices, sometimes choices will generate your fear because you're not walking out your
Bishop?
purpose.
Yes.
You're really not.
Choices
walking out
will
your purpose.
generate your fear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because you're not walking out your purpose.
So when you look at our society today, and you being one of the generals in the kingdom who has the answer for so much that's happening today, what do you say to this generation that has so many choices?
I really would like to encourage every one of them to search deep. I mean, really search deep. I see so many individuals settling for companions, and the relationship is broken going in. Because you feel like I better marry him, I better marry her because there ain't nobody else out here. You feel like you have no choices.
Wow.
Okay, or I should say this is your choice and this is your answer. Wrong. I mean, absolutely wrong. Relationships are not going well. Finances are not going well. Our young people are using role models of what they think is instant success and fame, in whatever you want to call it, whether it's the rap game or whether it's the clothes game or whatever the culture is doing. We feel like being in the center of the culture is the center of God's will. And I think, and here's where, when you asked me to would I just sit with you tonight, this is something that I thought. One of the hardest accomplishments for most of us to do is to be me. And I thought about
True.
I hope I don't get in trouble for calling names, but I thought about our former president, President Obama. Then I thought about Miss Winfrey, and my mind just went through, and I went through Tyler Perry and our friend Bishop Jakes, and on and on and on. I just went down, and the thing that every single one of them, from president to preacher, had in common was they chose to go down a road, and this is the dangerous part for most of us, by themselves.
Wow.
Meaning, I choose to be me, to be a groundbreaker, to be an original. I don't need to duplicate anybody else's sound. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Preached a message, drum major instinct.
Yes.
You beat your own tune and be happy about your tune, and somebody else will hear your tune rather than to duplicate somebody else's tune.
That's good.
And so our young people haven't learned to beat their own tune yet. And then last week we went to the African American Museum, and Samaje was there. And when he saw the slaves come across in the ship and how they laid, and it bothered him because his eyes popped open to his history. And then I said to him, I said, now you know why I tell you to pull your pants up, because you're trying to mimic a culture where people died for you to have the right to go to the mall. And he just looked at me as if to say, I got that. His eyes said, I never knew that. I said, you're trying to imitate a culture that has no power. The greatest power that you can have is be who God assigned for you to be. Be
Yes,
you.
be you.
Whatever that means, be you. And so he for the first time he just stood, and when he looked up at the mural on the wall, and then he looked back at me, and then he looked back up, and he looked back at me, and the light came on. He had that aha moment.
That's good. It was great to see.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable to see. Most people don't realize it does take courage to be you. But if you are not you, then you always feel like you're looking for an instant high or something. You're trying to gravitate to something that will satisfy you, and you don't realize that what you are yearning for and what you are reaching for is inside of you. It takes courage to be you, and oftentimes the you that you want to be, you've never seen it before.
That's the problem. There's no model for you. So let's go back to the mouse, for example, because all of us have a mouse. And your mouse wanted you almost to put a peaceful home on the market, find a different community, find a community. And here's the impossible. Here is the disheartening thought for all of us, that we think that if I move to a different community, that there won't be a mouse.
Bishop, that's true.
And so wherever you go, there's going to be a mouse, because you took the fear with you.
Yes.
You have to conquer. The mouse wasn't on the nightstand. The mouse was here. You have to conquer the mouse here. And as soon as you conquer the mouse, then you don't have to lose everything you have for a mouse.
That's so good.
I think that we all have a mouse that we run from. We'll sell everything that we have to escape it.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for a solution. I was running. That was my answer.
Correct. No, you psychosomatically. Okay. The issue wasn't that something else existed. The issue was you couldn't handle what was going on around you. Whether it be a big thing or a small thing.
Truth, sir.
It's a mouse.
Yes.
Everybody's going to. So if we relocate and move to Philadelphia or move to Tampa or I wonder, did we move to a city that'll have no mouse?
Wow.
So if we move to a situation across town, have we moved into a situation that has no mouse? And so the question this evening is, what's your mouse?
What's your mouse?
What has you up, unproductive, looking for a solution from a store or from a friend? So you woke up and you text Laura and Charmin like, okay, we got a mouse. And here I think is something that carries some weight to it. Your friends could give you suggestions, but they could offer you no solution.
Bishop, really? That's what you're going to do?
So if there's a mouse in your marriage, if there's a mouse in your finances, if there's a mouse in your health, it's not that they offer you no solution, they just offer you a suggestion.
That's good. And it's great to have somebody that's balanced. It was great to have you standing beside me as my anchor at that time to navigate me through to a place called peace. Because had you not been there, I couldn't even imagine what life would have been like. It is so important to have a sound, balanced voice in your ear.
Now, I think that's a huge point, because a lot of times when we come through a crisis, we don't want to share our experiences because nobody wants to openly talk about their mouse. But the only reason that I could assure you to lay down and rest was because I have lived before where there was rats. And so, and so the
Oh,
mouse,
God.
I've learned that you can kill rats and mice too, and you don't have to leave home. But what happens is oftentimes we don't reach back to people that's having experiences that maybe lesser than ours, and we don't offer them a solution, and we make fun and say, "Oh, that ain't a big deal." But until you walk through it, it's a very big deal.
It's a very big deal.
So I wonder how many tonight have a mouse.
Wow.
No, really. In how many parents don't visit the school to see how your child is doing? You take the kid's word for it that, oh no, English is good. Yo, ma, what up? English good. Yo, ma, that tuna fish, could I hit up on that in the refrigerator? But English is good. How you doing with your foreign languages? Yeah, I'm in Spanish, I'm in French, what up? What? English is good. Okay. And so the mouse say, don't go to school because I don't want my children to think that I don't trust them. It's not that I don't trust them. It's that I want to find out for myself about their education because down the road, their friends won't be there to pick them up.
Success takes investments. Investments take time. Time is extremely valuable. And what you invest in, your life will show the fruit of it. If you invest in your children's education, if you invest in that dream that only God gave you, if you invest in your relationships, you will see the fruit of the things that you invest the most in.
And sometimes, gosh, that's a huge statement. You see the fruit of things you invest in. What if I don't invest any time in homework and I invest all my time in online shopping while I'm at the mall? I see the fruit of that, but this over here will bear no fruit.
Yes.
And so, to somebody that's listening tonight, trust your wisdom.
Trust your wisdom. That's good.
Look your mouse right in the face. Not so much that the mouse can overtake you. It's just that you just didn't want the trouble to touch you.
That is the truth, sir.
Yeah, the mouse can't overtake you. It's just that I don't want him to rub. So now you got to wash your hands 18 times. Just wash your hands and wash your hands and wash your hands. Wow, because my hands have been where the mouse was.
That is the truth.
Yeah, so you have to learn that success is not an accident. You're going to have to face your inner fears, not the external, but the internal. Don't take a no. You go here because you're hoping for a yes, and it doesn't happen. Gosh, don't stop. Go here. You try to buy a house, and they say your credit score is not enough. You don't have a 740. Well, take your 710 and go to somebody else. Well, we're not going to do it. Well, there's at least 50 banks. See, you're so afraid of the no.
Yes.
Until you won't pursue a yes.
That's the truth. And this is the thing. You have to face your fear. I remember reading in Job, you never heard about his fear until trouble came, because all you read in Job was how of an upright man he was, how righteous he was, until trouble came. And he said, the thing that I feared the most, you have to always, life will come face to face with you in fear, and you have to address it. You cannot run from it. And oftentimes we try to run from the thing that we fear the most because we don't have the courage to face it.
Okay, but I think I just want to just throw that out real quickly before we wrap up, and that's this. What did God say about Job? God testified that Job was an upright man. God testified that he feared him and that he wouldn't disappoint him. God said, Job will not disappoint me. He's not going to do that. God said Job was good. God said Job was good. God said Job was good. It was Job that said, wow, the thing I feared the most has come upon me.
Wow.
So when we stop saying what God says about us.
Oh, Bishop, really?
Now fear has you talking.
Now fear has you talking.
God
Okay.
says Job is good. Nowhere in the text did God say Job was bad.
Yeah.
No. God said Job is good. Job said, wow, the thing that I feared the most has
Wow.
come upon me. So the question is, who are you? What sounds are you repeating? Well, are you saying that this gonna work out? All things, and we know all things work together for the good, not for everybody's good, for them who love the Lord and who are the called according to His purpose. So yeah, it's not gonna work for my good to get in the car and drive drunk. That's not gonna work for my good. But I tell you what, it'll work for my good if I pray before I head to the hospital to pray for somebody. So it'll work for my good to them who love the Lord. Okay, but am I repeating what the Lord said, or am I repeating my fear?
That's
And so
very
now,
good.
now the mouse has you talking. The mouse has you talking.
While I don't want to repeat this lesson, the next time, but if you approach fear like, oh, this day I'm going to have your head. You are not going to be this close to me.
Good.
That's how you approach it. I don't want to be tested in this manner anymore. I hope that I pass the test so I don't have to repeat it again.
Me too.
But
Me too.
and listen, it's important again, who you have around you in this place in life is extremely vital, because you've seen people. Bishop says this often. He said, if you want to know where you're going to be in 5 years, look who you surround yourself with. It's easy for the chaos in life and the busy of life to be ruled by your emotions. And oftentimes you can pray every day, you can read your word every day, but your humanistic characteristics kick in and you need someone to remind you of the greatness that lies within you. And that while this may be the thing that you fear the most, it's not going to take you out. It's not going to be your greatest test. You are going to pass this, and you are going to be a success.
Good.
So you need people around you
Good.
that encourage your greatness, push you towards success, and not be like a Charmy who comes to your house and she's afraid to be in the room by yourself because she's scared a mouse is going to run out.
Was that a bus?
So make sure.
Charmy, hi Charmy.
Charmy came to my house the next
Was
day,
that the- Charmy,
and
was
she
that a
was like,
bus?
"Look, how long are you leaving out? If you're leaving out the room, just let me know how long you're gonna leave out because I'm a little scared. I don't want to just be
behind the
sitting
camera.
here by
Charmy.
myself." So listen,
Charmy.
tribe check. She stayed. She did stay.
She
She stayed in fear, but she stayed.
But
Tribe
if-
check.
But if the blind leave the blind, they both will be eaten up by the mouse. Oh my!
So
the
Laura-
mouse is ruling.
This is your tribe. This is why it has to be balanced. Laura's giving solutions. Shami was like, "Yeah, I'll be out. It ain't no way I'm staying there."
Yeah, but hold on. See, so you got one afraid, and you got one that's taking your side.
Yes.
And the other one that won't come see you. They just sending you an answer.
They just said in the answer. But she said, she was like, I got some cement.
said-
If you got a hole, I'm coming over to cement. Bishop was like, Laura ain't coming over here cement nothing.
She was gonna cement around the house for the. They was gonna.
It was been a long week.
No, you don't understand. This was a major crisis. This little teeny mouse, he wasn't even. Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen.
This is the lady, Nakia. All of you need to hit us up right here, right now on your mouse thing, okay? I need to know about the mice.
What's your mouse? What's the thing that you fear the most that is keeping you from going to where you are supposed to be? What is in your way of success? And oftentimes, your mouse is probably this big, and you've wasted years of your life on something that you could have defeated in a moment.
I think while we're having a lot of laughter and fun with the little mouse, I think that there's so many of your listeners and viewers, they get it.
Yes.
But the question is, did it scare you out of the bed yet? Did it scare you from your place of comfort? Now that you realize that it's and note where the mouse was. The mouse was on the nightstand, which is next to your head. It's next to you. Is the mouse bothering your thinking, your success? How much do you save? How much do you plan? How much do you expect to make next year? How many friends sow into your life? How many friends distract you? What do you allow yourself to become a part of and knitted with that is totally unproductive to where you plan to go? What is the legacy that your children should have, but you won't leave to them because you won't get the mouse off from beside your head?
Wow.
And so while it's a funny story for us, the question is, what are you going to do about your mouse situation?
Amen.
And it really genuinely is time for you to deal with the fears. It's time now, because they don't go away by themselves. And I think this will be my last comment. If the mouse isn't dealt with, it grows.
Oh,
It gets bigger.
that's so good.
So deal with it while it's still a little problem. Might have a lot of fear attached to it, but deal with it while it's just a little problem and you can just scoot it away. Because if you don't, it's only going to get bigger. Oh, and it's not going to leave because it knows you're scared.
Wow.
And when you find God about to do something major in the text, he spoke to Moses, he spoke to Abraham, he spoke to Joshua, he spoke to David. He told all of them the same thing: fear not. Jesus comes along and says it to his disciples: fear not. Whenever he's going to do something major, he always says, fear not. Take a chance on the business. Take a chance on doing the impossible. Take a chance on being somebody you've never seen. That's you.
That's good.
Fear not. Thank you, wife.
Thank you, husband. You save lives
And kill mice.
and kill mice. I am, because you are here, and I thank you so very much. Without you, I have no idea where I would be. For many of us, my target listening audience, we've already crossed that imaginary line of the halfway mark of our life. And the one thing that we don't have on our side anymore is time. So it is my heart's desire that something that Bishop said tonight found you in a place where it will provoke you to addressing your fears, overcoming them, finding the you in you, and being the greatest you that you've ever seen before. Again, on behalf of myself and Bishop Wright, thank you so very much for joining us. Thank you so much, sir, for your wisdom.
I'm just honored. Listen, this is the vision that God put on your heart, and I'm glad that he did, so I could just enjoy the journey with you.
Oh, I love this man. God, I thank you. We look forward to seeing you next week. Each and every week, we strive to give you a fresh word, a word that will ignite, provoke, motivate, and lead you to live in the most successful days of your life. Thank you for joining us on the journey. Invite someone else to join us as well. On behalf of myself and again, Bishop, we look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Have a blessed evening. It was small.
I want to start off this moment with two things. First, I want to let y'all look at me, and you're looking at the host of the Lady Nakia Wright show. I'm going to have my own radio show starting every Thursday in April at 8 o'clock p.m.
Chill music.
You want me every Thursday. I'll be every Thursday, but I'll be pulling on y'all for your wisdom and your strength.